Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for February 14th, Valentine's Day. All right, it's 11:53 p.m. right now, so in a few minutes, the SPY futures will open for the new day. With that said, I'm just gonna go ahead with the watch list first, and then we'll get back to the SPY futures after the watch list. That way, we can save some time here. But first up, we have CSCO, Cisco. So real quick, let me bring up the chart here. Cisco. Okay, so Cisco is an earnings reaction winner. They put out positive guidance and earnings beat. Right now, the stock is holding near, very near its 52-week highs at 49.50s right now. Okay, it's about to test and break that, perhaps. Okay, after hours, we broke that ever so slightly, but there wasn't enough volume and it came back down. We are holding some very clear support levels here. Let me change into a 5-minute chart real quick. Okay, so on Cisco, first up, I want to mention that the average true range is only 70 cents on this name. So the stock might not move as much as we would like. Perhaps the higher relative volume from the catalyst of the earnings will probably move it a little bit more, maybe up to $1 or $1.25. That would be ideal. We have a major gap up here on the earnings on the daily chart, as you can see. So tomorrow, at the open, you're going to see a gap here. And there is two ways to play this thing, right? I personally want to see a dip at the open, at the gates. I mean, today it sold off prior earnings, but then it got bought right back up. And there might be overnight holders for this scam. Well, there always is overnight holders that buy through earnings, right? So tomorrow, I think at the open, they are going to sell out the gates, take some profits since we are on the major gap up. I'll be looking for support. The interim support is 49. So key psychological whole number, let me mark up 49 real quick. I'm going to be focusing, if it dips out the gates, I'm going to be focusing at the 49 area here and watch for the bid to hold or for buyers to come right back in. As you can see, 49 is also the 5 EMA on the 5-minute chart right here, and it's a pretty key mark in my opinion. So that would be the interim support, and if it snaps, then I will be looking for around the $48 mark. That would be asking too much, eh? If it snaps, let me see. Oh, if it snaps, the next area of support is around the 48.50s or 48.70s area. So on the daily chart, it clearly tells us that story right here. Since we have a lower average true range, this is actually the candle I'm looking at right here. This candle, I'm looking for this support to hold. This might become support, but it's still a little too close, right? If the 49 snap, it might flush down. As you can see on the 5-minute chart here, we did hold the breakout a little bit around the 48.50s area. So a few areas of support I'll be watching for the buyers to step in and buy this stock, okay? So thesis number one is a dip and a rip. As this thing, if this thing is able to push up and over the 49.50s, it will be its 52-week highs, and you'll be expecting a lot of momentum buyers buying this breakout here. And it's definitely highly probable. If you miss the dip, then you just got to wait for either the breakout or the double top at the 49.50s area, right? Thesis number two. Thesis number two is for the stock to fill the gap. So I'm scrolling back down, scrolling back to August 16th on this massive gap up. I'm looking through the daily chart. I'm looking for a massive gap up on Cisco here. And I believe this August 16 gap up, this was a earnings gap up as well. When it had great earnings, it popped up. It opened a little bit flat, and then it opened high, and then it popped up and failed and sold off, trying to fill the gap. Eventually, it held the key psychological support of 45 as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure 45 is a support area if I zoom back out a little bit. Let's see, just taking a look at the history. Yeah, so 45, it held that, and then it made another rip. So overall, the bias is bullish on the stock, right? It just depends on whether tomorrow it fills the gap first and then the next day it rips, or does it dip and rip tomorrow. So that's the two theses on CSCO, Cisco. Next up, we do have Facebook. Facebook is a great trader for tomorrow's pattern, in my opinion. The way the stock closed so weak, I like it for a continuation downside. This green candle's low here is at 163.62, so I'm going to mark that off right away and see where it's kind of at 162.63. Okay, so today after hours it kind of closed right at this this prior low over here. To me, this gap up is still earnings win gap up, right? It's still a gap that needs to be filled, but well, I wouldn't say need, that has a possibility of filling, and if it does fill the gap, if the low here at the 163.50 snaps tomorrow, I'm going to look for a short, and I'm going to conclude that the thesis for the stock is to fill the gap at least back down to 160. Okay, looking at today's action, it played around this 165 area a lot, okay, which happened to be yesterday's close, okay, and it played on it as a key support area today before the power hour came, when it finally snapped. So this area now becomes a key resistance. Okay, so if we have a cover pop tomorrow, I'm going to expect the cover pop to run all the way back up to test this 165 area, and from there I'll watch for offer to hold, or seller to come in and hammer this back down for a continuation down day. However, there's another thesis, is that in the pre-market, if it gaps down under this 163.50s area, right, I'm still going to be looking for a pop back up to fill the gap and then fail from there. The 200 SMA is right at the 164.50s area, so I'll be looking for that as well. This 164.50s to 60s area, this was a key resistance, as it was today's low when the highest volume hit at the open at around the 945 area, right? So it finally snapped that. So this is also a key resistance area. So looking for Facebook for a short. If it reclaims 165, then it's a bullish story for me. Even 164.50, then this would be bullish in my opinion, and it could run right back up tomorrow. But on the daily chart, we are showing a little downtrend here. Okay, so the volume is just it's pretty basic, nothing to scream about. I still think it has a little bit more to come down for the pullback. So that's Facebook. And then we have Roku is next. Roku is breakout today. Roku's on breakout of 49, so I'm just gonna mark that off real quick. Basically broke out the 49 area, right about there, and missed the long on it today, but tomorrow there are many possibilities. Okay, looking at this green candle's high, this is at $50.70. So if it comes back up and tests, it might double top from here and fail. Okay, so that's thesis number one. We are closing and holding a lot of its gains, and the 50 mark held support as well, so this is key interim support. If it dips out the gates and starts holding this 50 area, I'm going to look for a held bid and long it, testing this. I think once this 50 hold tomorrow and enough volume come in, it could actually break out the stock. And zooming back here on this day of November 8th, the high of this day was 51.50. So that would be the next target of chart resistance here on the daily chart. If that breaks out, then we could possibly get a stock where it wants to fill the gap over here, all the way to the 55s, right? So definitely looking bullish. A tad, just ever so slightly, a little bit extended over the 9 EMA, but I think it does have a possibility to run. If it dips out of the gates under the 50, I'm going to be looking for support right at 49.50. Okay, so just gonna mark that off. That's basically where it broke out, tested today before the run continued. 49.50 is a key half number as well as the key support where it broke out today, the 49 area. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for support there if it dips out, or if it comes down hard out the gates. That's where I'll be watching for a bounce. Finally, we have ATVI, Activision. I played this very well today. Activision overall, the chart looks bullish to me on the intraday, right? It basically ripped, dipped, held, and ripped again. And then late day, it kind of faded out a little bit, but it did hold a lot of its gains. Very key area to watch here is the 44 area, right? We see this breakout this morning of the 43 and retest of 43 and hold. So this here at 43 is key support for sure, at least for the next few days. Okay, we have a key support zone from 43 to 42.80 to 43. 44 breakout was major, as 44 was one of its key resistance areas for the past week or so. So now that it's holding above, I'm still looking for a little dip out the gates to see if 44 hold a bit, and I will long it. Okay, and perhaps test the stock and run it up to the 45 again, perhaps even break out over 45. Then if we break out over 45, we could get a gap fill to 46. That's a very high possibility. 46 and 46.50s could be a possible target here. Overall, the earnings I talked about yesterday on ATVI, their earnings for the quarter 4 missed, but their quarter 1 guidance was a beat. Overall, the year of 2019 is a very mixed report, is a miss for the guidance on 2019 as well. So I'm not gonna try to hold any biases on the stock. I'm just gonna try to play the price action, and what the chart is telling me right now is holding a very strong uptrend even after the earnings, right? So it is holding a very strong uptrend. So I do like the lull up and above 45, and perhaps fill the gap at 46, and then we'll decide from there. So that's ATVI. I guess I can do one more real quick. It is past midnight, so the futures actually opened already. Just gonna load up the futures chart real quick. Okay, we are opening a little bit flat on the futures. Let's take a look here. Opening a little flat on the futures, and geez. It's very disappointing that SPY just ran and lost all its gains today. It's basically like a fake breakout, in my opinion, but its whole opening sideways. Oh, it actually first print gapped up a little bit. Okay, but it's still under today's highs. So I'm thinking, oh, excuse me, I'm thinking the pullback day was today, where it kind of filled the gap, right? Today it basically gapped up and filled the gap. And now it's trying to hold the 200. I think it's going to hold this 200 and run back up. We'll have to see. The day just opened up. It is just by 7 minutes, so we will definitely have to recheck it on the pre-market. I also want to put CGC on side watch. Canopy Growth is, I believe they're announcing earnings after hours tomorrow. Okay. The stock has ran 2 days in a row off of key support area at around the 42.50s. We are missing the daily chart bar over here because actually TFS is on update right now, but stock currently is holding at around 46 mark. So back up here at the prior support. So it really depends on how it opens up tomorrow, either above or below 46. I want to see either big buyers or big sellers holding the bid or the offer, and we'll have to decide from there, right? If it gets back above 46 and starts holding, then it's definitely a long. You can take it all the way up to perhaps even 50, okay? or 48 first would be the first target. If it rejects 46 out the gates, or if seller comes in, then you basically take it right back down to today's closing price or yesterday's closing price at 43.75. All right, so that's my thesis on CGC. It's not going to be a main watch for me, in my opinion. I do like Facebook a lot, so I'll be watching that as one of my main focus tomorrow. If you like my watch list and enjoy my posts, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and comment. If you have any questions, share, because I do make these videos for free. Check out my check out my video link description in my videos there. My broker TFS just came out with a new promotion for Valentine's Day, so for those who are looking to bypass the PDT rule and does not have a lot of funds but need the buying power to play these proper stocks, okay, TEFS is the broker that I absolutely recommend for newer and beginning traders. The commissions are super low. They are on special right now, and the discount code is in my video links description. Make sure you check that out, and I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Ciao.